Pakistan's terror unmasked once again. 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks mastermind. This man, Hafiz Saeed, and Hizbul Mijahddin commander Syed Salahudeen. These terror commanders have openly threatened to block the Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh's upcoming SAARC visit to Pakistan. There is a terror threat on the Union Home Minister's visit to Pakistan for the SAARC Interior Ministers Conference. India has decided that we will go ahead with this visit. It's Pakistan's responsibility to provide him security.
राजनाथ ही जुल्म ठाने वाला और कत्ल का जिम्मेदार है, तो फिर वही राजनाथ पाकिस्तान में क्यों आएगा और किस हैसियत से आएगा?
An open threat to India's Home Minister Rajnath Singh by the Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief and 26/11 mastermind Hafiz Saeed. But despite the warning, India has refused to relent. Home Minister Rajnath Singh will go ahead with this scheduled visit to Pakistan to attend the SAARC meeting.
He is going there for a multilateral talk, which is the conference of the Home Ministers of the SAARC countries. The security issue is the sovereign duty of the Pakistan. They have to handle the situation, and if there are any threats, the Pakistan government must take action against them.
In his latest hate speech, Hafiz Saeed had once again resorted to anti-India rhetoric, warning that he'll launch a nationwide protest on the 3rd of August to block Rajnath's visit.
तो फिर वही राजनाथ पाकिस्तान में क्यों आएगा और किस हैसियत से आएगा? साफ कहना चाहिए कि हम ये हमारी शर्तें मानो, फिर हम इसका इस्तेमाल करेंगे.
Joining the anti-India bandwagon is Hizbul Mujahideen Supreme Commander Syed Salahudeen. He too carried out a rally renewing the call for jihad against India. Meanwhile, a video has also surfaced showing Kashmir's Lashkar chief Abu Dujana attending a separatist rally in South Kashmir's Pulwama. With terror festering in Pakistan unabated and openly threatening to scuttle the SAARC event, how long can Pakistan continue to remain in denial? Bureau Report, India Today.
In Jammu and Kashmir, there is a lot of pressure on the security forces not to use the pump-action pellet guns because of the casualties they cause. Now, from acoustic devices to stink bombs, the Ministry of Home Affairs has a team that's considering various options to add to the arsenal of the security forces in a bid to tame the unruly, often murderous mob of stone pelters. Now, these are all non-lethal riot control devices that are being deployed. Some have already been deployed and some others are still in the pipeline. They are non-lethal. According to the security forces, they're extremely effective overseas. This is an India Today, India First exclusive. After tremendous criticism of using pump-action pellet guns to control riotous mobs in the Kashmir Valley, the security forces are now looking for more non-lethal options. Sting bombs, marble-sized chili grenades, more potent tear gas shells, long-range acoustic devices and laser dazzlers are some of the options that a high-level Ministry of Home Affairs team is considering for Jammu and Kashmir. Given the tense situation and frequent engagement with the murderous stone-pelting mob, some of the equipment has already been flown into the Kashmir Valley and is being deployed instead of using the pump-action pellet gun. Sources in Jammu and Kashmir tell India Today the long-range acoustic device has so far been very successful. The results, at least for now, are positive. But more are required in numbers to be deployed in different areas. That's point one. As far as the water bowsers are concerned, smaller bowsers are required to be deployed in the old Srinagar area, in downtown Srinagar area, especially to contain crowds in the narrow bylanes. So water bowsers, smaller size, which fire not water but slugs of water, is what is being tested at this stage. Given the number of areas where these non-lethal riot control devices are required, the police and CRPF are looking for adequate numbers to deploy them. There are several new devices being acquired by the security forces for crowd control, which are less lethal than even the pellet gun. They would be deployed first, and only if the murderous mob cannot be contained despite using these new equipment will the pellet gun be brought out. So according to security forces, the pellet gun will still remain in the armory of the security forces. It still is less lethal than using an assault rifle. With cameraman Madan in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. My colleague Shiv Arur now joins us for more on the story. Shiv, you've been speaking to your sources on ground zero. Give us details of what all is on the wish list and what all is available.
Well, the committee set up by the Home Ministry to look into this very controversial aspect of the use of pellet guns has come out with a couple of solutions, including apparently more rigorous versions of the current equipment, including tear gas, including chili grenades, including stink bombs, including more powerful water systems. But it's also come out with equipment that's currently testing in the valley, which are passive dispersion systems, like acoustic systems apparently, which involve a very high piercing sound that is being tested to see if it can actually push back crowds and stone pelters. It's a very, very serious situation. We've seen CRPF soldiers whose lives hang in the balance as a result of some of these some of these very murderous attacks by stone pelters. The fact is the pump action pellet gun will continue to be in use until one of these new systems, the efficacy of which is actually tested and proven, because this is not a situation that can be ignored. There can be flare-ups at any moment, and therefore the paramilitary forces on the ground responsible for crowd and riot control will need to be equipped to deal with these situations. So this committee will be looking at all of these fresh possible contenders, and in which case, if they are found to be efficient and useful, they will then replace the pellet gun.
Shiv, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. While a stink bomb is seen as very effective, but it punishes not just the people who are rioting, it also punishes people who are peacefully living in their own homes, because that stink stays for days, if not weeks. That is why a stink bomb is an option which they have, but they may not use this. Why is all of this happening? All of this isn't some kind of an eruption that's happening on its own. All of this is being orchestrated. The government has talked about Pakistan's role. We'll also tell you about the role of the separatists. And they're not just forcing people, they're now even forcing politicians to come out and criticize the country. Now, National Conference leader Iftikhar, he unsuccessfully contested elections against the Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti. He was reportedly forced to shout Azadi slogans and announced that he is going to leave mainstream politics. Now, Iftikhar, he lives in the Chini Chowk area of Anantnag in South Kashmir. He was stopped by a mob. His family was threatened. You're looking at that video on your television screen, and he was forced to tell a mob that he will give up his security, he will quit politics, and he will join the so-called Azadi movement. All of this was captured on camera. Anantnag is one of the worst affected areas in South Kashmir. Almost 50 lives have been lost. More than 1,500 people have been injured. Some of it may have been people coming out on their own. Many are being forced to come out. India Today's Ashraf Vani now joins us for more on this story. Ashraf, tell us a little more about Iftikhar. Has he quit the NC? Has he joined the separatists? Is he doing this on his own, or was he forced to do this?
Yes, National Conference leader Iftikhar Misgar has confirmed to India Today that he is going to quit the mainstream politics. That means he is quitting the National Conference. So far he has not clearly indicated whether he is going to join the separatist politics in the state or not. But so far as the National Conference sources are concerned, they say that due to the fear Iftikhar Misgar has taken this step and has shouted pro-freedom slogans in Anantnag town yesterday evening. This is not something new. We have seen early in 90s when hundreds of mainstream political leaders resigned from their parties and joined the mainstream politics due to the fear in the Kashmir Valley. And during the last 24 days of unrest here in the Kashmir Valley, we are seeing that the mainstream politicians are being made target. They are being attacked. One of the houses of one of the PDP leader was put on fire in Kukarnag area of South Kashmir. Then we have seen the PDP legislature when he was on way to Pulwama town. He was attacked and he got seriously injured. And also there were some attempts to attack the Misgar at his residence in Anantnag. Probably that is why he has joined the street protest yesterday evening in Anantnag and declared publicly that he is going to withdraw the government security and he wants security from the people among whom he lives.
For the moment, Ashrafani, many thanks. Take a look at how well orchestrated the campaign of anti-India elements in Jammu and Kashmir is. They're putting pressure on mainstream politicians to leave politics. They're putting pressure on people to come out on the streets and pelt stones. They're putting pressure on people to oppose everything Indian. And all of this is happening as part of a very well-planned conspiracy. It is being orchestrated. The question is, what is the Mehbooba Mufti and BJP government doing in Jammu and Kashmir? Ashraf and our team will continue to track that story very closely. For the moment, I want to shift our focus to that highway horror of Uttar Pradesh. From Noida to Bulandshahr is a highway that hundreds and thousands of people take every day. A woman and her daughter, they were on their way to attend a condolence ceremony of a relative. They were yanked out of their car and they were gang raped. For 3 hours, they repeatedly called up the police. They asked for help. No one came forward to help them. Is this the India we are looking at?
Just 100 kilometers from the capital, a woman and her minor daughter dragged, looted and gang raped for hours. The Delhi-Kanpur highway horror sent shockwaves across the country. And now the family threatens to end life if denied the justice.
अगर न्याय नहीं मिला, फांसी नहीं हुई, तो हम आत्महत्या कर लेंगे और जीने का अधिकार किस मुंह से जिएंगे, कहां जाएंगे?
The waylaid family made front to the UP police's helpline number that fateful night, but their pleas for help went unanswered.
उसके बाद 100 नंबर पर 3-4 बार बैल गई है, कोई रिस्पांस नहीं मिला है.
And now serious question marks are being raised on the efficacy of UP police probe. 36 hours after senior cops scanned the crime scene, belongings of the victims were recovered from the crime spot.
All subscriber is right now busy. Please dial after some time. डायल किया गया नंबर अभी व्यस्त है, कृपया थोड़ी देर बाद फोन करें. Call subscriber is right now busy. Please dial after.
And that's the monotonous tone that goes on and on and on. Imagine a family in distress. Imagine a family in plight, in dire need of help. Same happened with the family from Noida that was in dire need, but probably they were given, they heard this monotonous tone over and over again.
As shocking lapses come to light, outrage builds over the brutal gang rape in Bulandshahr. Facing serious rap, UP cops arrested 5 accused and suspended 5 top officials, including the local station house officer.
They have already identified 2 people who have perpetrated the crime. Their deras have been confirmed in the neighboring districts of neighboring states, and teams have already gone over there.
As many as 6 members of the gang are still at large. The gang was allegedly behind 3 incidents of loot in last 15 days. But Uttar Pradesh cops lodged no complaints.
वैसे झूठ में फंसाया जा रहा है, वैसे मतलब उठाए बेगुनाह झूठ फंसाए जा रहे हैं, कहीं नहीं अपने घर पे थे.
UP cops now have some serious answering to do. Bureau Report, India Today.
More than 17 lakh people have been affected by floods across Assam. 22 districts have been affected India Today takes you to ground zero. My colleague Manogya Loiwal, she's bringing us a ground report about how badly people desperately need help now.
Vast stretches in India battling monsoon fury. And situation in Assam turning grim with rising death tolls. Over 17 lakh people have been affected across 21 districts in the state in the wake of the recent floods. As surging water gobbles up villages, the state is witnessing unprecedented deluge and soil erosion. The Brahmaputra is flowing above danger level, causing widespread damages in worst affected Jorhat, Golpara, Darang, Marigaon, Barpeta and Dhubri.
Believe it or not, we had to ferry into this boat and we are traveling from one house to the other in this village, in Kamulia Chapori village of Jorhat district of Assam. The entire village is submerged in water. Most of the people residing here have been either forced out or are just fighting to survive here.
Hundreds of animals have drowned in famous Kaziranga National Park, which remains underwater for over a week now. In Darak district, corn harvests have been ruined and incessant rains have brought the life of farmers to an abrupt pause. The authorities are running nearly 463 relief camps and 9 army columns have been deployed in the region. But there is no respite in sight as the Met Department predicts more heavy showers.
खाना बनाने का भी जगह नहीं है और सोने का भी जगह नहीं है। यहाँ तो सारा का सारा पानी घर का अंदर में बैठ गया है। मेडिकल का हेल्थ के कोई गवर्नमेंट की तरफ कोई यहाँ नहीं आया है।
मैं स्कूलলৈ যাবলৈ নাও লাগে ৰাস্তা নাই অহা যোৱা কৰিবলৈ অকল মানুহ গলে গলেও নাওৰে যাব লাগে তেনেকে আমাৰ যাব নোৱাৰে অসুবিধা প্ৰবলেম বহুত হয় আমাৰ।
The state stares at a massive loss of crop as over 1.5 lakh hectares of standing crop remain submerged. Heavy damages have been reported to houses, roads and bridges. Bureau Report, India Today.
From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Arunachal to Gujarat, we keep India first. That is all that I have for you on the show tonight. Rajdeep Sardesai comes up next on the news today. Stay with us.
Thank you.